Welcome to Anderson Speaks. As you can tell, I'm not Kyle Densler. I'm actually filling in as the host. I'm Alex Meacham. Now, Kyle, you owe me, all right? When I'm here, I'm very excited to be here. We have a full show and some great guests. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start with our first guest. We have Melissa Craver and Priscilla Thomas, and I can't forget Princess Buttercup's here with us. Welcome. How's everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Peppermint Pig Animal Rescue?
Well, the Peppermint Pig Animal Rescue is a no-kill rescue. We started in about spring of 2006. Our director, Joyce Hutchinson, had been a volunteer, an adopter, and a foster through another no-kill rescue in the Cincinnati area. And she was traveling to Florida with one of her adopted dogs and saw that there were a lot of thrift stores in the area that were supporting animal rescue. And she thought, you know, I think that's something that this area could definitely support. So she started the Peppermint Pig Animal Rescue, which we do business as the Peppermint Pig Thrift and Gift. We're a 501c3 charity. And we're run completely by volunteers. All of our thrift store work and all of the animal rescue work is all done by volunteers. And we're over on Beechmont Avenue at 8255 Beechmont Avenue, and we've been there since the spring of 2006. And as Anderson has grown, we've had a really great support system here, lots of regulars that come in every Saturday for our adoption events, and now we've got Arthur's Restaurant coming in, so that's exciting to see if there'll be some new people that maybe discover us through that. So.
Nice. You want to tell us about your role?
Well, I'm acting as the board president right now. I foster and then usually volunteer on Saturdays. Up until recently, I was doing a lot with the social media aspect, but Melissa and her husband actually took that over, hence why if people who follow us on Facebook will see that we've gotten a lot more active, a lot more involvement. But usually, you know, I consider myself a two-time failed foster. I've adopted 2 dogs from the Peppermint Pig and fostered countless others since 2009.
So you have 2. I think you were telling us before the show you have 4.
I have 4, yes.
Wow.
And I've fostered a bunch.
Yeah.
And most of mine are pretty short term. I've done puppies and all of them got adopted in 10 days, which is nice. It's just about the right amount of time for puppies.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Tell us a little bit about Princess Buttercup here.
Well, Princess Buttercup was pulled from the Claremont County Animal Shelter. She was removed from her home because of neglectful situation, generally flea. She's a 5 to 7-year-old Chihuahua. She likes to cuddle, she likes to play, she gets along well with other dogs, with children. She loves to run around in the yard. She's very chatty, as you can tell. She has always got something to say. But her full name is Princess Buttercup from the movie Princess Bride. It suits her very well. She's a princess.
Okay, good
She
deal.
is available for adoption through the Peppermint Pig.
Okay, great. So we'll come back to that a little bit more. And so tell us what's available at the Thrift and Gift.
Well, we sell household items, pretty much everything except for mattresses. We generally shy away from large tube televisions, computer monitors, things that don't really sell. But we'll take any household item, linens, table, you know, anything that would decorate a tabletop, clothing, shoes, anything you can think of. But really the biggest things we don't take are mattresses and, you know, like older model televisions or computer equipment, that type of thing.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we have some, also some designer brands too. We get Coach handbags, we get designer perfume.
Nice.
You know, every time you go in there, it's a different experience and a different type of shopping, really.
So Peppermint Pig is a rescue, not a shelter, correct?
Correct.
So Melissa, what's the difference? Can you educate our listeners on that?
People will come into the Peppermint Pig and they think, you know, where's your shelter? You know, where are all the dogs? And all of our dogs reside in foster homes in the Cincinnati area. We don't have a brick and mortar physical shelter. So there are, you know, obviously shelters that are animal rescues where they have all the animals under one roof, which can be convenient in some ways because all of your animals are in one place and you can take care of them all. You have, you know, if you have very limited volunteer power, you all have them in one place. But we have to have enough volunteers to run both the thrift store and to run the animal rescue, and then we need fosters on top of that. So our fosters, all the animals reside in their homes, and if we don't have enough fosters, we have to incur the expense of boarding them. And obviously animals that are in foster homes do better than if we had to put them in boarding, obviously, because they get part of the family, they get adjusted to the schedule of the house, that, just routine, and housebreaking, comes back into play because they're back in a routine, and all that stuff, it's reinforced. And so we learn more about the animals when they're in foster homes, but without our foster partners, we couldn't do any of our, animal rescues. So we're always in need of the fosters because they help us learn about our animals, and it gets them from whatever sad situation they came from back into the home environment and back into finding their joy again.
And this sounds like just a really cool concept, and you say this is unique to this area and other areas? There's not a lot of places like this?
Well, I think there are several rescues that where they don't have a physical shelter, but I think we're probably the only one I can think of that has the thrift store to support.
There's a couple lately that have popped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple that have popped up, but we feel like in this area we kind of were the founders maybe of it.
Yeah.
But it is a great way. One of the biggest struggles in rescue is how do you pay for vet bills? How do you pay for the animal care? And our shelter, our thrift store, everything goes back to the animal rescue. We're all unpaid volunteers, and it's a great way to raise funds. I mean, if an animal is seriously ill, for example, we had an animal that was hospitalized for a week with pneumonia, that's close to a $10,000 vet bill, and the thrift store helps us be able to save that animal's life. And that's really the unique benefit, and it's great for us. We don't necessarily have to worry, can we save that animal? Because of the thrift store, we can save that animal.
Let me touch on the fee real quick. I'm looking here, your adoption fee is only $95. Mm-hmm. So does that cover all the costs you spend getting these animals ready for adoption?
No. That probably covers maybe the spay-neuter alone.
Okay.
The rest, again, we depend on donations, monetary donations to the store, the sales from the store to raise those funds. But no, that doesn't even probably cover what we pay for a spay or a neuter.
So that's important to be a 501c3 organization so you can get those donations. And how's that been going?
It's good. We have people that remember us in their estate planning. We have little kids that for their birthday parties, they'll say, I don't want presents, just get things, donations of dog treats or dog toys or money for their birthday. Or we have somebody that pet sits and doesn't charge a fee. She just says make a donation to the Peppermint Pig, or make donations when someone's pet has passed away and you want to do something nice for that person. A lot of people have made donations to us in memory of a deceased pet, which is nice.
Sure. So do most people, do you have some just walk in, some people just walk in, or how do most of the people find out about you guys?
A lot of it is a walk-in. They just see thrift store, they come in and see, dogs, cats, birds at one time. We've had guinea pigs, we've had rabbits. They come in and see the animals and realize that we're also a rescue. We do, sometimes do ads in the paper, or we have signs out in front when someone might drive by. Word of mouth is a big one, oh, my neighbor adopted from you guys, we're looking for a dog, and they come in, and then social media is a great outlet for us. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter.
Have you been finding a lot of success through that?
Yes.
Social media?
Yeah, it's a great way to reach people because, on Facebook I can like a status and then all of my friends will see it. Or I can share something and my friends will see it who may not know exactly what the Peppermint Pig is.
And then it just travels back to that word of mouth that you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's a great resource for us is word of mouth.
And tell us a little bit about, touch on again the different type of animals you have, not just dogs and cats, correct?
Yeah, our mainly we rescue and adopt dogs. That is probably our biggest area that we rescue. Cats as well, although unfortunately there's a lot of need for cats to be rescued, but not as much demand for them to be adopted. But in the past we've also, we did a pygmy goat. We had a pygmy goat that we rescued and adopted. Pigs, we've had a couple of
teacup pigs.
Now who's looking to get the pigs?
You'd be surprised. They make really good pets. A lot of people really like them for pets. They say actually they're better than dogs. Guinea pigs. 2 summers ago, we rescued 30 some odd parakeets. I fostered several of them. And we've done rabbits. You know.
Think. And then that spotted salamander that
Yeah.
we got, a spotted salamander, and our director's grandson loves exotic animals. He has a tarantula and
Yeah.
various things, so he said he would take that.
Yeah.
So
Really?
we adopted
So
that.
how do you get all the animals? The different?
Generally, what we do, for the most part, we pull from shelters. We have, you know, in the past taken owner surrenders, like situations where an older person has to go into a nursing home or passes away, you know, situations where people cannot afford to care for their animals anymore. But generally, we pull from shelters. Now, the more exotic animals usually are a found or an owner surrender type situation, but our main source is we try to pull from kill shelters and to get the animals out of there to, you know, get them back into a new home.
Okay. So if I walk in, and so actually, ironically, I'm interested in getting a dog. I was just
We
thinking
could probably
about that.
help you with that.
You can help me with that?
Absolutely.
And honestly, I was just thinking about that. So if I just walk in, what's now the process for me? I know I want a dog. What's the process for me at this point?
Well, we probably would ask you, okay, you know, what's your lifestyle? Do you live in a home? Do you live in an apartment? A fenced-in yard? Not a fenced-in yard? Are you an active person? So are you someone that runs? Are you someone that's more of a couch potato? Are you looking for small,
I like
for
to run a lot.
big? Yeah, so we'd probably try to find a more energetic dog for you. You know,
Okay.
like Little Buttercup probably wouldn't. She's energetic, but I don't know that her little legs could keep up with you trying to run.
Yeah.
And, you know, then we kind of ask, okay, you know, are you wanting to potty train a dog? Are you not wanting to potty train a dog? Because that's a big commitment. A lot of people, you know, I, for one, hate potty training. So if I, you know, were not doing this and was going to get a dog, would want it already potty trained.
So you custom fit it.
Yeah, we try, and then if you know, we don't necessarily always have all of our dogs in the store because, again, it's foster homes, so the foster may not be available to bring the dog in that day. You know, and like a lot of us are pretty good at recognizing, oh, this dog or that dog might fit really well with your lifestyle, and try to arrange for you if the dog is in the store to meet it that day or to meet up with the foster parent and kind of, you know, see if it's a good fit. We encourage people to bring any, you know, if they have dogs, obviously not necessarily a cat. It's a little difficult to bring a cat out into the world. But if you have another dog, we encourage you to bring it with you to see if the two dogs get along,
Compatible.
maybe make, you know, a little play date.
Yeah.
But we try because we want it to be a successful one-time thing. We don't want it to be that the dog doesn't work out and you bring it back because it's upsetting for the dog. So we, yeah, you know, we really try to custom fit and see if we have a dog that would work for you.
This has me very, very interested. I mean, the fact that I can come in, I'm very energetic. I love to work out, run around, and you guys custom fit that around whatever that person's needs are. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, it's a lot about, I'm sorry, but it's a lot about you being open and telling us what you like, you
Right.
know, because sometimes they come in and it's just, I want this cute dog, and we can say, but this isn't a good
That
fit,
doesn't
you
fit
know.
you.
It's
Right.
not, and you really can't talk them out of it because
Yeah.
they fall in love with the
They-
face. So we love people like you. If you come in
Yeah.
and say,
If
this
you're
is what I'm
open.
looking for,
Yeah.
then we're happy to do that. That's the easy part.
Right.
We don't get that as often as, I love that puppy, I want to take it home, you know.
Puppy's so cute, but
Yeah.
it doesn't fit my
Right,
lifestyle. So
right.
it's not like a little dating service like I need.
It is.
I
It's kind of like
to-
Match.com for people.
It is.
Peppermint dating service.
Yeah.
I need that.
Because sometimes you get those dogs, like we had Loki, everybody in the world wanted that dog,
Yes.
and you just...
What kind of dog was it?
Probably like he was like a fluffy. He looked like a fluffy Jack Russell.
Okay.
It was so cute,
Yeah.
but everybody in the world, we had people call from Michigan to New York, I think, for this dog,
Yeah.
and found him on Pet Finder, and you know, you try to find the right home for that dog, and sometimes we have these wonderful dogs that
Yeah.
nobody asks about, and that's the sad part.
But
and
it
there's
is
wonderful ones that nobody
a bit
asks about.
like dating. It is, you know, not necessarily the best looker is always the right match.
Right.
Or you may think you know what you want, and it might not actually be what you end up, you know, working out with. So it is a bit like dating.
So do you guys have any, this is interesting, do you guys have any disputes with people and say, no, this is not the animal you probably need to get right now, or this is not the right dog for you, and they go, no, I want Princess.
Yeah, I will never forget. We had a father and daughter adopt a puppy. And we tried to explain to them puppies are a lot of work. It's like bringing a toddler into your home. And they came back a week later and he said, all it did was eat, poop, and sleep. And that's a puppy. It's essentially a baby dog.
Yeah.
So we had that before. We have had people get upset with us because we, being a private rescue, we are selective. We have a 4-page adoption application. We do vet references. If you rent, we check with your landlord. We want to make sure that you're making a responsible choice and that this is going to be a forever fit for this dog, because they've already most likely been rejected by a home once. We don't want it to happen again. So we have had people that, do get upset with us. They'll post negative things on Facebook, and it's just part of it. We can't make everybody happy.
Right.
One of our big things is if someone does not have a spade, if their animal is not spayed or neutered, we generally will not adopt them until they get their pet spayed or neutered, just because it is a general philosophy of ours for animals to be spayed and neutered to reduce pet overpopulation, so that hopefully one day rescues like us will be out of business.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a really cool service I think you all provide, and it's something I'm definitely interested in. And we're going to talk a little bit after about a dog, so I've got to come in and get the custom fit going. So that'll be cool. Now, is there anything that I didn't touch on that you want to talk about related to the business? Anything?
Just that, we're supported through the community. So, the ways you can support us are donations to the store, shopping at the store, monetary donations, supplies, bleach, dog food, cat food, towels. We're involved in the Kroger Community Rewards Program, where you can hook your Kroger Plus card up to us. It's all out on our Facebook page and their website, and a percentage of your purchases with your Plus card go back to us. It doesn't affect your points or anything like that. We're involved in the Amazon Smile project, and really the biggest thing is shopping at our store. If you can't, be a foster, if you don't have anything to donate, shopping at the store is a great way to help support us, because it 100% goes back to the rescue.
And this is a great area. Anderson's a great area to support businesses like this. And hey, I appreciate you all coming on the show, and I wish you guys the most success with this business, because I think it's a great thing, and definitely we're going to talk a little bit more on how I can help.
Okay.
I want to thank our guests today for coming on. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Anderson Speaks. I'm your host, filling in for Kyle Densler, Alex Meacham. Now we have 2 more guests here. My next 2 guests represent the Invention Convention, and we have the Executive Director, Veronica Lina, right? Got that right? The Student Invention winner, Margot Lakes, making your first appearance on Anderson Speaks. So how are you all doing?
Good.
We're great.
Doing well?
Happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell me what the Invention Convention is, because a lot of people want to know what that is.
No, that's a good point. The Invention Convention is really a free nonprofit program that's offered to Ohio schools and students. And our mission is fairly simple. We're trying to teach kids the skill sets to help them be successful in STEAM careers. We're trying to teach them to be critical thinkers and to have fun using their own creativity and imagination.
You said a word, STEAM.
The buzzword.
The buzzword. Tell our audience about STEAM.
Well, we've heard STEM before. Educators are now using the phrase STEAM, and what it really is it's just an acronym. It stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. And the reason that we lump those all together,
A lot of stuff.
it is a lot of stuff. It kind of feels like it covers everything.
Right.
But really the reason we link those together is because all of those fields require a higher level of thinking. It's not just memorization and spitting things out. It means that we need kids to really identify problems and think critically how they could originally solve those problems. It's a way to kind of foster our future entrepreneurs in those fields.
Sure. So let's ask you, what's your invention?
My invention is the Pop Tab Opener 2000.
What was that again?
The Pop Tab Opener 2000.
Wow, that sounds intense.
Impressive, huh?
This is it? Okay.
This is my poster board I used for the Invention Convention. We each had to make a poster board and show off what our invention does, our design, how it could be better or worse.
Yeah. So what materials did you use to make your invention?
I used duct tape. I used a rubber band, a silicone band. I used two popsicle sticks to make it sturdy, and then a Post-it note to wrap around the popsicle sticks to make it so it would not break or fall apart.
Now, how long did it take you to perfect your design here?
A couple months, I would say. I worked on it like almost every Friday at my Excel class, which I worked on at school.
So did you have fun with this? I mean, is this,
Yeah, it was really
this
fun.
exciting? Good. Now, this is the first time you all have met here, right?
Right. We did not have the chance to meet at regionals, so this is the first time I've gotten to meet Margot. So it's nice. But you know, she talked about the way she changed her design, and that's really, I mean, that's an impressive way of thinking. You know, she tried one thing and it didn't work, and so she tried to make it better and better and better. And I thought it was interesting because she just told me today what her problem was, and I said, "Well, what's the problem?" And she said, "Well, your nails break, or people. Didn't you meet somebody that?"
Yeah, like
they
one
got
of my
stitches?
one of my judges actually had stitches because she cut herself on a pop tab.
Really?
So it's really a safety type of invention as well.
Ah, so that judge was really liking this, huh? That's good. Now, how long have you been executive director?
This will actually only be my second year.
Oh, wow.
So the Invention Convention is actually 21 years old, and this will be my second year as executive director, and I'm having a blast. And I get to meet kids like Margot all the time that the way they think is just very impressive.
So what do you enjoy the most about what you do?
Definitely the kids. I have a 2.5-year-old myself, and it floors me the way they think. You know, we have a tendency as adults to see what can't happen
Right.
and what's not possible.
Right.
You know, we just take things at face value. This is the way that we do things. But when you talk to some of the inventors, and they're inventors, they're engineers.
Yes.
When they tell you a problem, I can't tell you how many times I look at them and I go, "Oh my gosh, why I can't believe nothing's been invented to solve this." I met two boys last year, like Margot, and their problem was they loved guacamole. And every time they made guacamole, their hands would smell like onions and their eyes would water.
Yep.
And so they first thought of wearing goggles and rubber gloves, and they said, "Well, that's not safe to cut with rubber gloves." Well, they ended up discovering that the chemical that's in an onion can be counteracted with a combination of lime juice, water, vinegar, all these different things. They came up with the right concentration, and sure enough, it works. And your eyes don't water, and your hands don't smell like onions. And I thought, why has nobody come up with this? I
right.
want to go buy this on the shelves. So, I mean, I just think it's our future. I know it's our future.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about young people. You know, I'm in the basketball world, and one of the things that I love about young people is if I ask some of our kids that I work with basketball, what do you want to be when you go, "Oh, I want to play in the NBA," there are no limits to their dreams. And as
Right.
adults, as you get older, you're always like, "I can't do that. Maybe I shouldn't do that." But with kids, it's just, like you said, there's limitless. They think they can do anything.
Absolutely.
And we need more of that.
Absolutely. I can't agree more.
Yeah. So what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to either be a teacher or I want to work in the FBI.
Whoa.
Those are pretty impressive.
Wow.
I like both of those.
What do you want to do if you're working with the FBI?
Probably go like in the field, like discovering like I don't know, like I haven't really thought about it that much, but probably like figuring out different mysteries and how like what happened to someone, or if like someone went missing, what happened to them and how we could find them.
So do you watch those TV shows?
Yeah, I watch Criminal Minds.
I do too.
Me too.
I think a lot of us do. So that's pretty cool. So tell us a little bit more about the regional competition.
So we host 3 regional competitions statewide. We have Southwest, which is at the Cincinnati Museum Center, and then we have another one in Central Ohio and Northeastern Ohio. And so kids from all over the local districts, if they've kind of won at their local level,
Okay.
they come to the regionals. And it's usually somewhere between 150 and 250 students that we have that all
Wow.
come. Most of them bring a board similar to Margot's where they've worked really hard on identifying and showing us their problem and solution. They bring their prototype, and then throughout the day, they're actually evaluated by 2 different professional judges. And those judges are from all different industries. You know, sports, marketing,
really?
engineering, educators. I mean, they run the whole gamut.
Oh, cool.
And at the
where
end-
does this take place? I'm sorry.
Here locally, it's at the Cincinnati Museum Center.
Okay.
And so then they all gather for an award ceremony, and our assembly team, Captain Gadget Q Thinkamajig, and Dr. Claire,
right.
they take the stage and they do a silly Dare to Invent game show, you know, getting kids to think on the fly and invent on the fly. And then when it's finally time, we give out scholarships. This year we gave out close to $35,000 in continuing education scholarships. A first and second place winner for every grade, K through 8, and then we have our Edison Scholar, which is a $2,500 winner.
What does that mean, the Edison?
The Edison's just what we call the grand prize after
Okay.
Thomas Edison.
Okay.
And so our grand prize winner will take the stage. And
I feel like I should have known that.
no,
Thomas
it's okay.
Edison.
I take it for granted. Well, everybody's thinking of adventures. So this year was really interesting. We had our 1999 grand prize Edison winner come back and actually award the Edison
Really?
this year because
Oh,
we've gone
cool.
full circle. And she is, you know, she's an inventor, and she's a, her name's Sarah Jones. She's an illustrator and an author and a professor at Miami University. So it's really
Really?
neat to see
So
the
she-
students come back.
She came through the program, and then now she's doing it.
Right.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool.
That's a cool full circle moment.
Yeah, it kind of gave everybody goosebumps. you know?
And it makes you realize what you're doing is pretty powerful.
What do you think? You think it's important? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think
Like
so.
really important.
Yeah. So could you pull that poster board back
course.
out real quick? Let me, why don't you tell us a little bit more about
fix it for you.
You drew all this stuff, everything? Mm-hmm. Nice. What's the picture? Tell me about the picture there.
Well, actually, at my Excel class, that's like outside of my Excel class, like during the winter.
Okay.
And I was showing off my invention to my group of my Excel class, and seeing how it worked. And they all got like cans of after I opened each one and with my pop tab opener, and we each got to drink like a can of soda for that day, and it was really
Okay.
fun.
Good.
And
Now- and then so you had judges that would judge you and talk to you about this. Mm-hmm. What did they say?
They said, like they asked me if I was going to get a permit on it, and how I would make this invention go further, and how I created my invention, and how I could make it better, and how I figured out this idea.
How could you make it better?
Well, I could definitely make it more sturdier and make it more out of plastic so it can be reused,
Okay.
make it more reusable, and less like flimsy and more like way more sturdy, because right now like it's not as sturdy as it could be.
Okay. Good. So what have you enjoyed the most about the Invention Convention?
Well, being there and the Dare to Invent game show, actually my mom and I were on the show with some of my friends from school who were also at the Invention Convention, and our team won, and it was really fun, and we all had a blast. And some of the games were like, we had to throw ping pong balls in
Cool.
in a giant mountain of shaving cream.
Oh, okay. Sounds like something I'd like to do.
It was really fun.
That's cool. So are there any other inventions you have you want to create?
I've been thinking about a lot of them, and like there's so many you can make. Like I've been thinking about maybe you could like have whenever like sometimes like I really want to make some waterproof earbuds because I'm a swimmer and I really like to swim, and I also really like to listen to music, and the combination of both of them would be really cool. And like when you do a flip turn, you can actually, they're still in your ears.
That's pretty
I think
cool.
there's a market for it. Nobody take it. She just.
Oh yeah. No one can take that now. This is all yours, right? Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea, because I know a lot of people I like to work out myself. I try to swim. I don't swim enough, but even when I run, I get water in my earbuds, and it messes them up. So I think you have something going with that. I think that's a great idea. So tell me, how do students get involved?
Well, students can get involved statewide. So even if your school district doesn't participate, we do have an independent inventor program where we've partnered with Sylvan Learning Centers, so
Okay.
kids can go to Sylvan Learning and participate. But typically, students participate through their school district. And 2 years ago, we had 44 school districts that participated statewide. This year, we'll have over 100 school districts that participate in Invention Convention. So it's been growing
wow.
a lot. But school districts contact us, or we reach out to them regularly, and we have a director of education and operations, and she will communicate directly with that school district and their district coordinator,
Okay.
and she'll provide all the materials they need to implement the program. If they want us to bring our assembly team out, we'll do that completely free. And a lot of
cool.
schools do that to launch the program and get the kids really excited about where can they identify problems.
Sure.
And that's how they get involved.
And how long's the program? What's the time frame with this?
We've seen everything as short as a month. If a school district is really doing it, in the classroom, the average is 3 months that a kid takes from the very beginning to the end. You said you did a couple months, right, Margot? Yeah. But sometimes they actually do it for over 5 months. Most of the time, school districts will implement it in the fall, kick it off in the fall, and then kids will be ready by the time regionals come around in the spring.
Awesome. And so you said you're a 501c3?
We are. Should I close this, or should I keep it open?
You can
keep
you
it
can
open.
close it. No,
okay.
it's great work.
Okay, it's
But,
awesome work.
So you're a 501c3, and that's how do you get most of your funding?
We are almost 100% funded by corporate donors. And that's
Nice.
really important because most of our donors are local, and we want our schools to know we're free. There's no cost to the students. There's no cost to the districts. Margot and her family shouldn't have had to pay to park, to participate. They don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Even the boards, which this is beautiful, isn't required to participate, although most students do it.
Now, Margot, do you want to be, since you've gone through this whole program, do you want to be an inventor? I know you talked about the FBI. Is there something you can invent for the FBI? You ever thought about that?
Maybe. I don't really know that much
No?
about the future that much.
Yeah. But you enjoyed yourself, you enjoyed your time, you made a lot of good friends, which is very important. And I'm sure that brings a smile to your face as the executive director to have young people doing great things. And then the full circle story you talked about, I think is really,
Yeah.
really, really cool.
This was my first year, if you don't mind me sharing this. This was my first year on stage getting to announce the kids. And we asked all the kids from the different categories of innovation to stand up. So we said, can all of our animal innovators stand up, and all of our energy innovators? And we had 18 categories, and the kids start popping up, and they're really proud of their area. What are all our safety innovators? Well, I think I made it, they were alphabetical. I think I made it to energy innovators, and I got all choked up on stage.
Really?
And, our team, they thought I got something in my throat, like I needed water. But it is pretty impactful when you look at all the kids. I mean, Margot's our future engineer. She's our future teacher. She's our
Sure.
future FBI agent. So it's really neat that we get the chance to get a glimpse into how her mind thinks.
And it's great to have an impact on the future.
It really
It
is.
truly is. Well, you all are doing great things there, and you did a great thing, and best of luck to you. Hopefully you make it to the FBI or teacher, and if you do make it to the FBI, hopefully I never have to see you or anything like that, right? And good luck to you and everything you do. Thank you for being on Anderson Speaks, and we'll be right back with more guests. Welcome back to Anderson Speaks. I'm your host, Alex Meacham, and I'm very excited to bring in our next guest here. First off, I want to introduce the troop leader, Susan Schonauer. Correct?
Correct.
Say it right?
Yes.
Schonauer.
Right.
Great. And we also have some Girl Scouts with us. If you all want to introduce yourselves, we'll start with you.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Emma. I'm Margie.
I'm Sarah.
Good. Good job. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of Girl Scouts?
Okay. Girl Scouts was started in 1912 and was actually started by a woman named Juliet Gordon Low. And she was friends with a man who had started Boy Scouts. So
Okay.
she had thought that there needed to be a female component to the Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scouts started first.
Right, correct, exactly. And so it was started with just a small number of girls and has grown exponentially. I think, Margie, you've got the better
Yeah,
facts
well,
on that.
the first meeting was held with only 18 girls in Savannah, Georgia, and now it's expanded to over about 3.5 million girls each year are in Girl Scouts, and it has touched over 50 million alumni that have been in Girl Scouts for over 4 years.
That was impressive. Did you read that from somewhere? Wow.
She's been studying.
You've been studying that. That's very, very impressive. Good. So tell us a little bit. So one of the things is, I was hearing with the Boy Scouts, there's the Eagle Scout Award, and that gets a lot of attention, right?
Right.
So the girls have an award, and it's the
Gold Award.
Gold Award. It
It's
doesn't
the
get as much attention.
Right, right. And really why we're here today is to talk about our Silver Award, which is the award before the Gold Award, but we're hoping that the girls will go on and achieve the Gold Award as well. So overall, we just felt like it would be a great thing to talk about and to let people know that, that the award is achievable. And we've been working on it for the last year, and it's really been a great experience for our group.
So the Silver Award, okay? Tell us a little bit about the Silver Award.
Who wants to talk about the Silver Award?
The Silver Award is an award that starts with a Silver Award journey, which is a way to help the girls figure out what they want to learn about, how they want to help the community, and that takes 10 hours of service.
Okay.
And then afterwards, you can either do it individually or with a troop like we did. And afterwards, you choose which part of the community you want to help, and we personally chose the animals. So we worked with the staff, the Save the Animals Foundation.
Okay.
Yes, our shirts.
Is that the shirts here? Can we see the shirts?
Those are the shirts.
What does the shirt say? About?
And maybe Catherine can talk about some of the activities we've done with staff.
So every year, the Save the Animals Foundation has their main fundraiser, which is their spaghetti dinner. And
Okay.
we helped out there. We were selling their products for them, advertising the products that they had to sell to raise money. And we were bussing tables, collecting garbage, throwing it out, helping with spaghetti and
Uh-huh.
yeah. We have also done several other fundraisers throughout the year.
Okay.
Like at our Girl Scout camp, we went ahead and collected money there.
Okay.
And every day the girls in the camp would bring in money to win a prize for the biggest.
And how much money did we raise, girls? Anybody?
We raised over $200 just from that day camp.
And we visited
Nice.
staff, and we gave them all the money, and we knew that they would put it to a good use because they had a lot of different animals that they could use it for.
Nice.
And it was really nice because while we were also at the shelter, we got to see all the animals, mostly cats and dogs, that were saved from there and how they go on trips. Each animal goes outside for activities so many times a week, and they're all so loved and cared with all the volunteers, but it's a completely nonprofit, and it's very nice to see how they're being treated.
That's a great thing. Now, how long have you been a Girl Scout?
I've been a Girl Scout since around first grade when I joined the troop.
And what grade are you in now?
I'm going into 8th.
8th grade. So you've been there for a while. What school do you go to?
I go to Nagel Middle School.
Nagel?
I go to St. Ursula Villa.
Bella?
Well, I went to Nagel, but now I'm going to Anderson High School. I'm
Okay.
going this year.
Okay.
I go to Nagel Middle School.
Good. So have you all been involved for the same amount of time she has? About that same?
Yeah.
Good. So you haven't spoke as much. What has been one of your great experiences with the Girl Scouts?
Well, the camp is really a fun time where you can interact with a bunch of people.
Now,
and,
where's the camp?
It was at Woodland Mound this year.
Okay.
And this year I was a PA, which means I got to help with some of the younger troops and the activities with the younger girls, which is really fun.
Good. Now, what will you take away from the Girl Scouts? How'll that help you later in life, do you think?
There's a lot of different skills that you can take from Girl Scouts. I mean, you make a lot of new friends. Like, I've become friends with all of the girls in our troop.
And you didn't know them before this?
Well, yeah, I met all of them through our troop.
Okay,
And
cool.
We went to
well,
school
and school,
together.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, because our troop was originally more girls, and she was in a different troop,
Yeah.
and we formed a new troop.
My troop kind of fell apart, so I joined theirs.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So we formed that troop to earn the Silver Award. but you also can take away leadership skills, and you get to work with a lot of younger children, or when you were the younger kid, you got to work with the older kids.
Okay.
So you got to learn a lot of different stuff.
Good. So how does somebody get involved with the Girl Scouts?
With Girl Scouts. We do a fall recruiting every year. We're actually starting that process when school starts. We're going to have a meet and greet this year in September to try and bring not just new girls, but also new leaders in. And you and I went to the meet and greet when Sarah was in first grade. No, maybe we'll get involved, and signed up to be a troop leader, and here we are 7 years later, still doing it. But it's just been a great experience because it's something different. I mean, we're involved in sports, we're involved in church, but this is sort of more of a community feel, a leadership experience, and there's lots of fun things too. I mean, the camp is a phenomenal experience. I mean, all of these girls started out as campers, and now they're all PAs or program assistants, so they help to run the camp. So for us, that's amazing because, as adults, we can say, hey, girls, we need an activity for camp, and they can come up with something.
Sure.
So it's a really, really great experience. And the Silver Award project's 40 hours we've been working on throughout the year, and we're getting ready to finish it up. So, it's not just the experience of the project, but also the fundraising and, having to, coordinate things and just get involved and do things. And I think that they've really enjoyed that.
What I was thinking while they were talking is how cool it is. You have sports, you have athletics, and I think a combination of athletics and the Girl Scouts gives you a well-rounded view of things and makes you a well-rounded person.
I agree.
I think you're learning some great life skills, which is very, very important at your age. Now, do you all play any sports? Want to tell us?
I play soccer and volleyball.
Okay.
Well, I'm still doing marching band this year, so that takes all summer, so I haven't been able to do anything else this summer. But
Okay.
I also play soccer, volleyball, and I run track.
I swim and play tennis.
Wow. So the cool thing is you guys are involved in so many activities. It's just all it's going to do is going to help you later in life and make you well-rounded. So just quickly, can we touch back on the Silver Award?
Right.
What do they need to do to finish to get the Silver Award?
So it's 40 hours. We're almost finished. We have, I think, 3 hours left. We're going to do a fundraiser at Orange Leaf. We're just trying to coordinate that.
I like Orange Leaf.
And, right. And so we'll tell you when it is.
I will be there.
Because they donate 10% of all the profits for when we have our event to the organization. So that'll go back to staff. And the women at staff are just phenomenal. They have a core group of 40 volunteers there that just give so much of their time. Since the girls are not 18, they can't directly volunteer at staff, but they gave us all kinds of things that we could do to help them. So that's kind of what we've been doing, and the fundraising piece has been challenging and I think cool and different. We did a lemonade stand, we did the fundraiser at camp. Catherine had a birthday party, and in lieu of gifts, she asked for donations for staff. So just some
cool.
neat and creative ways. So when we're done with the award, we plan on continuing to volunteer next year. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so what's the next step for the troop?
We will kind of have an off year because you can't start the Gold Award until you're in high school. So I think we'll just look at doing some, cool, there's so many Girl Scout activities that we can do this year, some camping, some leadership activities, and then we'll start, to work on the Gold Award. Even though it's individual, I think that they'll all want to help each other to try to get that award. So.
Now, just quickly, how come, as we were talking about, the Silver or the Gold Award doesn't get as much attention?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Boy Scouts must have great PR or something, or they just talk a lot about it. I mean, I think that the Girl Scouts just need to talk about it more. I mean, there's a lot of people in Girl Scouting, and I don't know. I think that activities like this and events like this can help to promote it. So that's what we're trying to do.
And what age do you start?
You can start in Daisies, our kindergartners. So you can start as a kindergartner, and then you can go all the way up through 12th grade. So I mean, there aren't as much troop activities as the girls get older, but there's a lot of, reaching out for sort of troops to combine and things like that.
And
so.
as you can see on that table, those are different vests and sashes from different years. And the brown one is from the Brownies, which is up until 5th grade to 6th grade. And then the junior is the green one, and that is 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade.
Okay.
And then the tan color, the sash, that is for the cadets, and that is for 9th grade and 10th grade. And then you can be an ambassador, which is for 11th grade and 12th grade.
Wow.
Right. Got it.
And so what are all the patches? What do those represent?
The circles and the triangles, those are different badges you can get for different activities. Like there's one for gardening, one for learning first aid, And pretty much there's a whole badge book of things you can do to earn those badges. And then there's also the troop number. And on the tan colored sash, there's a little bronze pin, and that is the pin from the Bronze Award. So that's what you receive when you do the Bronze Award.
Nice. So after you finish up with Girl Scouts, so after 12th grade, what can you then do? Can you come back and help out? Do you eventually become a troop leader?
Yeah, I guess you could become a leader or keep helping with Girl Scouts, like help younger troops and other people to achieve their awards.
And there's always cookies. We're always looking for people to help with cookies as well.
I love
so
the peanut
that's
butter.
a whole.
Did you guys bring any peanut butter ones with you?
Sorry, we didn't bring any cookies.
You didn't bring any
cookies are out of season.
Well, this interview is
Right.
over.
Okay. Right, we're not in season right now, but we'll remember you when the season starts, which
Please
is in
do.
January.
Please
We
do.
will.
So peanut butter. So when is cookie season?
It's in January. It's January, February, March.
Okay.
So pretty much during Lent, actually.
Okay.
Right, but no, it's during the winter months,
You
so
can eat
that's
them
the
all
big
year.
time. Right, you can. We freeze
I-
them.
You know what? It's
Freeze
probably a
them,
good
yes.
thing for me that that it's
They're seasonal, right? They have more appeal that way.
because I would have to
So,
eat too many of
we'll
them.
remember you when that time comes around.
That would-
Okay.
that
I
would-
know where to find you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So tell me, what has been, let's go to you here, what has been the most memorable experience for you?
Well, first of all, I just love being with my friends. These are some of my best friends. They're life friends because you know that they're good people.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy pretty much everything that I do with them.
Yeah.
But I also really, really like helping animals. I'm an animal person. I know that
Okay.
people are too.
What's your favorite animal?
I really like dogs a lot.
Okay. Good. So you worked with dogs through the program?
Staff has over 600 animals. They're mainly cats, but they had a big selection of dogs too because they get them from rescues and some people just leave them there and they have to take care of all of them without funds from the state like other shelters do. So they have a lot of animals.
Yeah.
So I think really our part 2 to this will be trying to get people to adopt from staff, to learn more about it. And, so if someone's thinking that we know about getting an animal, we would direct them to staff, and to adopt an animal from there. Just because they do such a tremendous job of caring for the animals. So
Sure.
it was impressive.
And the great thing
Yeah.
about staff is it's a no-kill shelter, so they never put any animals down. They always give them the medications they need until they find a new home.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I tell you, all you have done a great job as far as, telling us the story and what you like and all that. It seems like you've learned a lot of leadership skills. I can just hear it by the way you talk. That's impressive. So is there anything else that you want to talk about, maybe that I missed, related to the Girl Scouts?
No, I just think it's a great thing to do. I think that it's something, when girls are in 1st or 2nd grade, they're not involved in a lot of activities. Obviously, they get busier as they get older, so you have to kind of tweak your involvement time. But, I think when we joined, we were just looking for, like you said, an enhancement to, something other than sports. And it's been that and more, so for all of us, really.
And so you would advise a lot of our parents out there to
Get
at least
involved.
go check it out.
Right, to go check it out, absolutely. I
see
mean,
if it's a
you
good
can do
fit.
as little or as much as you want. If you say, okay, I'm not up for being a troop leader, I just want to be an assistant troop leader, that can happen. Or, hey, maybe I just want to help out at cookie time or something like that. So
Sure.
there's a lot of opportunities for volunteering.
And I've been impressed with you all that if I had a daughter, and I wanted to get my daughter involved, I definitely would if this is the result of the program as far as how you represented yourself. Truly, I mean, you guys are doing a great job. And so let me ask you this question, totally away from the Girl Scouts, okay? As we put this mic up here earlier, I said you all look like a singing group, okay? Right? Like a female One Direction. Why don't you tell me who your favorite group is or singer? I'm just interested.
I like 5 Seconds of Summer.
Who's that?
It's an Australian band, I guess.
Oh, okay. Say it again?
5 Seconds of Summer.
Okay. I'm not familiar with them. Okay.
Like you said, I kind of like One Direction.
Oh, so you're screaming, ah! Okay.
I like 5 Seconds of Summer and One Direction. I'm actually seeing both of them in concert this month.
Where?
Chicago
Nice.
and next year.
Oh, so you have this all planned out.
That's right.
Emma next
Right.
year.
That's right. We're booking in advance. Yeah, she just called me at work to tell me that yesterday.
Are you going to?
Not to this year's, but to next year's. Yes, I've been booked for next year's.
You've got to prepare yourself. So yeah.
Financially.
where our money goes.
Right. Right. Yeah. Working for concert tickets.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I like both of the bands that they already mentioned, but I'm also the weird one who likes Mozart and Beethoven. My ringtone on my phone is Mozart, and they.
Can you play that music?
I don't play an instrument. I sing, but
Do you want to sing for us real quick?
I'm good.
I mean, we got the mic to sing. Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, hey, I really appreciate you all coming on the show, and just very, very impressed with what you're doing. Wish you the best of luck with the rest of your time with Girl Scouts, and I highly advise all the parents out there to get their kids involved. As you can see, if this is the result, this would be a great thing to get your kids involved with, and also as a parent,
Yes.
getting involved.
Highly recommend it.
So
Sure.
I want to thank you all for coming on the show, and I'm very, very pleased to be the guest host for Anderson Speaks. Kyle will be back with you all, and I had big shoes to fill, but hopefully I did a good job, and thank you for everybody for watching.